Okay, and we're back. Wow, did I bomb that last live stream? That was pretty rough on my part, I'm not gonna lie. Basically, what I feel like happened was I just started second guessing myself if that was the best idea to be doing that. I feel like I went into it with just the purest of intentions of hopefully just trying to set up some weight loss goals with members of my audience who were going through similar struggles and hoping we could achieve these goals together as a community. And I just completely lost my train of thought, what I wanted to talk about. I felt like I was just going to have a panic attack, so I just thought I should call it there. I spoke to a couple friends on the phone, spoke to my mom, and we just talked it out. And they're right, I shouldn't end it on that note. And if I don't feel comfortable at the moment about talking about my weight and I guess the troubles I'm having with my own self-esteem, then we should keep it on a positive note. And you know what? We hit a huge milestone with the 4 million subscribers, and I think maybe then we should just make it about that. And maybe I'll just talk about my weight at a different time when I'm feeling more comfortable about it. So yeah, I just thought it would be better to come back online, just be open with you guys about what happened rather than just end it on such a weird note. I know I promised a live stream and this is it now. And I do truly, truly mean this. And it's thank you so much for 4 million subscribers. Sometimes I really worried that, I would just be a total mess if I didn't actually have this rock in my life right now that is YouTube, and that gives me, work that I'm actually passionate about. And, while I sort out, I'd say, some other issues that I'm having in my personal life, like this weight gain, maybe it's just better that I just leave it right now, dealing with it personally and not making it publicly. And yeah, if anybody screen recorded that, then I guess it'll live on forever, because that was pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I just thought, like, maybe we could talk about some of the other things that I was hoping to speak with you guys about during the live stream besides the weight gain. And can I also say, in hindsight, that thumbnail was super, super cringy. That was a bad call on my part. But in the end, I am only human, right? And certain things that seem like a good idea, might not actually turn out to be a good idea. And I feel like that previous live stream was one of those. So I guess we can all reminisce later on the time that I just completely bombed that live stream. Like, that was super, super rough. Luckily, it wasn't with a live audience or something. I can only imagine that being worse. But yeah, let's just talk about some other stuff that I wanted to. And, I just kind of wanted to talk about maybe just like the future of this channel, the future of Top 15s, and kind of where I see them going, in the rest of 2019, 2020, and hopefully for the rest of time, though. I guess I gotta die someday. But yeah, like, what my plan is right now for the moment is just to keep going with, the videos that you guys really enjoy on Chills. The video analysis, I'm trying to keep those up pretty regularly. I know how much you guys like those videos. There's some different concepts I want to try out. One that I have that, we've written the script, it's in production, is instead of just video analysis, deep diving into some other internet mystery and kind of more of a documentary style, just diving deep into this one thing. I found this one website, and it is without a doubt the scariest, creepiest, whatever you want to call it, thing I've found in a long time. And I know with doing these channels for so long, I've gotten myself pretty desensitized to, scary things online, but this was one thing that after seeing it, it's legitimately terrified me. So we're gonna do a whole video about that, and it should be out later this summer. Also, I know that I've started back with scary story videos on top 15s. I've been listening to what you guys have been saying about what you guys want differently with them, how they can be improved. But I want to keep those going quite regularly as well, with a little bit more deeper video analysis that we do on top 15s. I know that we usually strive for about 20-minute long videos on top 15, so that gives us just a chance to dive a little bit deeper into, I'd say, like the background and what's going on in these videos than with chills. So always excited to be making more content for you guys. One question I wanted to address, which I always see, is how do you stop yourself from running out of ideas? And I know I've seen a couple times when I've had like a bad upload and you see those comments like, oh, this is it, Chills is out of ideas. And it is true, not every idea is going to be your best one. I've been really trying to dedicate more time to just sitting down, brainstorming new topics, trying to think what you guys want to see, what you guys are going to be happy with watching. And I feel like that's been really helping, because, you know, I'll have a day where I feel inspired and I'll come up with 20 new topics and write them all down. And then, you know, I'll go weeks without coming up with an idea that I actually like and want to make a video around. So it's just kind of accepting that, you know, sometimes you're very creative, you're very inspired. Other times, you know, you just have that block mentally, and yeah, and then, you know, it could take some time before you have another good idea. But it's just knowing that, you know, I feel like there's always a new good idea around the corner. If you just give up altogether, I think that's where people kind of allow that to restrict themselves. Like even myself with just like these mental barriers. Let's take that live stream that happened a few minutes ago, for example. That was all mental, and completely by allowing myself to overthink it and get to me, you know, just resulted in me completely bombing it. So I think just a big part of it is just trying to stay positive. My plan is just, you know, to keep running these channels for as long as I can. I know that with expanding into the music, I feel like some people feel like I'm just gonna abandon these channels and try to, you know, pull a Joji on everyone. But A, I still think Joji makes way better music than I do, and B, I'd always say my goal was just to keep building on what I already had, and then just, you know, keep expanding, but keep everything running at once. You know, like if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And I feel like hitting this milestone is a pretty good indicator that things are running smoothly at the moment. But yeah, with that out of the way, maybe I'll talk a little bit more about who am I now, what I wanted to talk about with that. I know I mentioned that there was some weird stuff going on with what people were saying about the song, and yeah, I think so what kind of happened was I was noticing that people were kind of saying that it was just like another breakup song, that it was just about a broken relationship, and that was really not the case at all. With Who Am I Now, I wrote it about trying to stay positive when you're in a bad situation, or when you're kind of, you know, down, depressed. I wrote it back in January when I was incredibly depressed, and I was really just trying to, you know, stay mentally positive if I could with writing it. And I feel like it really did help me at the time, just try to, you know, have a new perspective on the situation I was in. And it just kind of just happens to me every year. Like I'd say post holidays, January is just always kind of like a depressing time. And then even though my birthday's there, I'm not always in the best mood for it. So yeah, unfortunate timing, but you know, I do feel really confident in the song, and I just wanted to clear up, it's not just like some broken relationship, you know, like that kind of generic stuff. I wanted it to have a meaning, and what I'm realizing musically is that I need to make more of an effort to get the message across that I want to, because when you put something out, whether it's a video, a song, etc., people will perceive it a number of different ways, and what I intend to have it perceived as and what it could actually be perceived as are two, very different things. So I'd say that's a goal of mine moving forward. And I'd say the confusion kind of came from, I'd say, the chorus in that song. And what happened was, it wasn't the original one that I had brought into the studio that day. When I wrote the song, I wanted to have a female singer come in and do the background vocals, which, did work out there. But when I sang them the full song, both her and the sound engineer didn't really like the chorus that I had written. So we rewrote one that I think sonically made the song a lot better, but maybe made the message a tad more confusing. But, I would say it's probably not the end of the world. I just wanted to clear that up with you guys. It's not a breakup song. It's about staying positive, and I was gonna tie that into with the whole the other live stream, but probably shouldn't talk about that one anymore. But yeah, I do have plans to drop another mixtape this summer, and I'm going back to some more, not comedic, but I feel like it's the music that you guys want. So there might be a song in the number 15 voice, which, might be a bit of a game changer. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, and that was really all I had prepped that I wanted to talk about, kind of before everything else happened there. But yeah, I really just think with this live stream, I just didn't want to end it on such like a sour note with the other one. And yeah, just like, just I feel like I am grateful for this situation, even though sometimes I try not to stay overly positive, because I feel like this situation is kind of tentative to the moment and is not always like it's not always the most consistent. You see YouTubers who can have like a good year, a good couple of years, and then completely fall off. And then you see other YouTubers who last, I've seen YouTubers like, let's take Shane Dawson, for example. I remember watching him as like growing up, and the guy's still, if not more relevant today than he was back then. And that's a very rare case for YouTubers. So I am just trying to stay positive in the moment, but at the same time know that not always these things are the most consistent, and what comes up must come down. I did do a little bit of a funny video for hitting the 4 million subscriber mark on my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT. If you haven't seen it yet, maybe I'll show it here. But I had see that cake coming in? We did that with one of those robotic vacuum cleaners. But I went to my local bakery. Let me see if I have a better picture of it. And I wanted to do a cake for hitting this milestone, because I'd always seen people online do the cakes for it, and I just never really thought that was what I wanted to do at the moment. But the more I thought about it, I was like, hey, a cake is pretty cool, like, why not celebrate it? But I didn't even want to say it at the bakery that I got it for, so I said it was for my cousin's 4th birthday party, and I was just picking it up. So they gave us a gigantic cake because they probably thought like 20-30 people were gonna eat it. And I think it's still sitting in our fridge, just picking away at it piece by piece. I know I was saying in that Instagram video that I think we should split it up into 4 million pieces, which I don't know how we're going to do yet, but I guess if I ever do a fan meetup, I might bring that cake with me. Anybody want like 6-month-old cake? Because that might be the case, but we can make it work. Or I guess worst case scenario, we could just always get a new cake made. Probably not the end of the world. But yeah, I'm trying to think, yeah, if there's really anything else I wanted to talk about here. I feel like when I did the 2 million subscribers special, I organized it a bit better than this one. I tried to organize this one the same, and then, you know, we all saw what happened there. So maybe this is a good time as any to end it. I feel like this was probably still the better thing to do, is just come back and leave it on a positive note, rather than thinking like, oh my god, for the next couple weeks, like that haunting me, Dylan, you just bombed that live stream. And I'm sure it'll pop up online if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you can watch me first-handedly bomb on a live stream. But with that out of the way, because, you know, I should stop talking about it, thank you so much for 4 million subscribers. It's mind-boggling sometimes that this is the situation that, you know, the channel's in. I never, ever expected for it to be reaching these levels. And sometimes it still seems kind of unbelievable. But I think really just the only thing I can do in this situation is just continue to be grateful, continue making the content that you guys want, and just keep moving forward with it. And hopefully we can hit the 8 million subscriber milestone even quicker than the 4 million one. But I might have to start uploading videos every day to make that happen. I was even considering starting another channel and then running 3, all with new content. But we'll see about that, maybe in the fall. But I'm going to get going, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I feel like this one went a lot better than the other live stream. I hope you have a great weekend. And yeah, I'm going to get off this live stream and start editing and get that next Chills video out as quickly as possible for you guys. See you later.